between the enemies that people have in their village and
Yeah.
the one they have in their mind, if they are to put them to fight, who do you think will win?
The enemies in your village that you think you have in your village, you have too many problems. You are the least of their worries. I promise you. So now, from what I've said now, that's my mindset. I feel like if I have enemies in my village, they are too busy thinking about the things that they farmed and how there is no rain and how if this rain doesn't fall and their things dry up, they would need to find how they will feed.
Yeah.
The people in your village
So
people
they're
are
not even
too
thinking about you.
busy. You are the least of their problems. There are people that are greater than you in your village. So why won't they go for them? Why? The Nigerian mindset is that,
Yes.
they've seen that your destiny is so good, so they want to come after you. The enemy within is the greatest enemy. The enemy, whatever you are intentional about, will build with birth results. Is it your relationship with your children? If you're intentional about it in a positive light or in a negative light, it will birth results. Your relationship with your spouse, it will birth results. Your relationship with your staff, your relationship with the dog in your house, how intentional are you about it? It will birth results. I understood that as a man thinketh, so
So
is
is
he.
he.
I understood that just because I was the daughter of a widow and life was coming at us, it couldn't define me. I understood that defining me meant whatever I had up here or whatever I felt for myself in here. So I was just so lucky. That was like the defining part of my life. It helped me to not make certain mistakes. It helped me to be more calculative. It helped me to be more intentional because I was like, you know what? You know this. And because you know this, you cannot afford to be silly. You cannot.
Welcome again to the Mind Mastery Podcast. And I am Osas-Daniel, the Mind Master. And of course, you know that this is a time where we dive deep into the mindset that is behind success, wealth, and transformation. And with me today is an interesting guest.
DanielMMI, the visionary founder of Tad's Kitchen, a fast-rising food brand celebrated for its delicious meals, exceptional catering services, and hands-on culinary training. She's also the creative force behind Dark Mode by Tad's Kitchen, Yosha's first late-night street food hub in the heart of Rayfield, where great taste meets vibrant nightlife. Beyond the kitchen, Timbian serves as an asterisk executive member of Yosh Business Women Connect JBWC, where she champions women in business, helping them build sustainable and purpose-driven enterprises. Online, she's known for her calm and relatable voice, sharing business insights, personal stories, and everyday motivation that inspire consistency, integrity, and growth. Whether she's leading in business, mentoring women, or dishing out life lessons, Timbian brings warmth, wisdom, and authenticity to every conversation. Get ready to be inspired. This is DanielMMI, and welcome to the Mind Mastery Podcast.
So you're welcome to
Thank
the Mind
you.
Mastery Podcast.
Thank you, sir, for having me.
So, Ma, I want you to share with us a defining moment in your life when your mindset completely shifted and how that has changed the trajectory of your life and your career.
Thank you again for having me. And I hope that I am able to judiciously say something that changes something for one person here.
Sure.
So I count myself as one of the few lucky ones who understood the power of mindset quite early.
Wow.
Because straight out of secondary school, between secondary school and when I got my diploma, I was with my aunt in Jos, and she introduced me to Innocent Minds. And like it says, Innocent Mind. So that was where I got in contact with Mr. Innocent Usa. And if you know who Mr. Innocent Usa is, you know that he is so big on mindset. Now, at that time, I was probably 17 or 18. So when I say that, I am one of the few who is so lucky to have come into knowing the power of my mind early. That's how early I started. I was able to be in rooms where conversations were had by people that had practiced the art of controlling and shaping their mindsets. And I could see the results. There was no reason why I would see that and not want it for myself. So I understood that as a man thinketh, so is
is
he.
he.
I understood that just because I was the daughter of a widow and life was coming at us, it couldn't define me. I understood that defining me meant whatever I had up here or whatever I felt for myself in here. So I was just so lucky. That was like the defining part of my life. It helped me to not make certain mistakes. It helped me to be more calculative. It helped me to be more intentional because I was like, you know what? You know this. And because you know this, you cannot afford to be silly. You cannot afford to make mistakes. So just be intentional about everything. Like that, coming in contact with that space, being able to go. So I started to attend business seminars, mind building seminars and all of that from that age
Wow.
around us.
This is
And
serious.
it was just
Now you
a
said
story.
something. You said, as a man thinketh.
Yeah.
Now you are a woman. So is it same with a woman?
Yes.
So
Definitely
mindset cuts across
across,
all gender.
yes, even children.
It's not gender sensitive,
Yeah.
right? So it's for everybody. So it is actually what we have in our mind that eventually manifests in the results that we produce.
True.
Now, I believe that, there's a part of the Bible that says faith without works is dead. And in my own way, I believe that mindset without habits is also dead.
Very so.
So if you want to show me that you have a certain mindset, you really don't need to tell me about it. I just need to observe you for some day, or maybe in your space for a day or two, and I really can tell the kind of mindsets
Yeah.
that you have. So I want you to share with us what are the top 3 habits or rituals that has fueled your mindset all through that. These are the things that you consistently, do or practice or go through that is powering the mindsets that you have.
So I'll start by saying that I am someone who is very self-aware. And because I am very self-aware, self-reflection, daily self-reflection is very important to me. So you would always find me either at the start of my day, reviewing the previous day, or at the end of my day, reviewing my activities for the day. Not just my activities, things that may have happened in passing. I could have seen some people fighting, and I'm reviewing that and I'm picking lessons from it. I am a sucker for lessons. I pick lessons from the most minute things. I have plants all around me because I pick lessons from their growth. So I have plants that they grow to a beautiful stage, they wither, and I'm giving up on them, and then suddenly they are growing back without my intervention. I learn lessons from that. So, like, I reflect on everything that happens around me, every single detail. I rush through it and I'm seething. I'm like, okay, so could you have done better in this instance? If it wasn't you who was in this instance, the people who were in this situation, could you have handled it the way they did, or would you have handled it better? What did you learn from how they handled this situation? Oh, in how you interacted with your staff today, could you have handled it better to ensure that they are more productive and they are able to give you the result that you want? Oh, this customer, could you have handled it better with him? It goes a long way. It goes a very long way. So that's number one for me. Number two, I I love to learn. So I think it's this year that I have not disturbed my Facebook family with my favorite quote. So last year, 2024, I was posting it every day.
What's your
If you are
favorite
not learning, you are not growing.
If you are not learning, you are not growing.
It's that simple. If you are not learning, you are not growing. It is that simple. In any capacity that you find yourself, if you are not learning, you are not growing. If it's in career, you are not learning that, oh, okay, I am a nurse, I am a midwife, but there are certain levels to these things. So I need to up my game. I need to upgrade. That's learning. And because you are learning, you are growing. It is that practical. And then because you're learning, like, oh, okay, I'm understanding the power of my mind. I'm now feeding my mind with things that my mind needs. You cannot be the same person you were yesterday. So my goal is just to be 1% better, even if not every day, every 2 days. At least by the time I look back, I'm not where I was last week. I'm not where I was a few days ago. So if you're not learning, you are not growing. And one aspect of learning for me, so my schedule is so tight. I am not much of a reader anymore, but I have trained my TikTok. Those 30 seconds reels, those 1 minute reels, it has to be something impactful. It has to be something that feeds my mind. Then when I do have the time, I go on YouTube and I voraciously listen to the people that I see who are doing the things that just mean the world to me. So I learn from these people when I have the time to. And I said this somewhere. I always say it. I said I am so grateful for the University of YouTube. The things I have learned on YouTube. So I had a period in my life where daily I'd wake up and listen to marketing podcasts, marketing recordings of marketing seminars. I would listen to people talk about business structure. I would listen to people talk about Ali Abdal talk about productivity. I can't tell you how much having that as a habit changed my life. Changed. It's just a beautiful experience. And then third one, have a place for God in your life. See, I'm not saying. So when people see me, they do not think, "Oh, Christian." I would love for that to be the goal eventually. But having a place for God daily in your life, where you're like, "Thank you, God. God, this one, it passed my power. Just take the wheel." That's a daily habit that I do not take for granted. I may not be kabashing and be like, "Oh, enemies die" and all of that, but the fact that there is God at the center of my day, every day,
You just mentioned something. There are some things you talked about. I want
Yeah.
us to drill deeper between the enemies that people have in their village and
Yeah.
the one they have in their mind. If they are to put them to fight, who do you think will win?
The enemies in your village that you think you have in your village, they have too many problems. You are the least of their worries. I promise you. So now, from what I've said now, that's my mindset. I feel like if I have enemies in my village, they are too busy thinking about the things that they farmed and how there is no rain and how if this rain doesn't fall and their things dry up, they would need to find how they would feed.
Yeah, yeah.
The people in your village
So
people
they are not
are
even
too
thinking about you.
busy. You are the least of their problems. There are people that are greater than you in your village. So why won't they go for them? Why? The Nigerian mindset is that,
Yes.
oh, they've seen that your destiny is so good, so they want to come after you. The enemy within is the greatest enemy. The enemy within is the greatest enemy because you would see a golden opportunity, and
Yeah.
the enemy within would tell you that this
You can't.
opportunity is not for
It's
you.
not for people
You-
like you.
So the enemy within, greatest enemy. Your village people sincerely do not care about you.
No, I saw the way you were speaking about learning.
Yeah.
And I know when people communicate from a place of passion, and it's like a fuel that drives what you are actually saying. You see, it's actually for busy people like you that got me the idea to design a reading system. I know a lot of people are busy, and I actually had to define, oh, must you sit down to read? Because yes, reading is one of my strengths, if you're going to say that. I read a lot. And while trying to keep abreast with reading the kind of books that I want to read and having to attend to my activities as a lecturer and as a coach and all that, I had to design a system that can I get audiobooks?
Mhm.
And I knew that for an average book of about 200 to 300 pages, if you look at the audiobooks we run to about 7 to 9 hours. And I know that nobody has 7 to 9 hours to just sit down and listen to the book. And then when you are listening, it's not only the book you want to use that
Yeah.
player to listen
Yeah.
to. So what do we do? So I sat down and I decided to split the audiobooks into bits of 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 20
20
minutes. And I splitted quite a lot of books. And then now you can listen to 20 minutes a day.
And
And then the
before you
next
know
day
it,
you listen to 20 minutes. And you can actually consume at least one book in a month. So last year, I brought people into that community and I promised them that I will make you read 12 books in 12 months. A lot of them never believed it was possible. Like someone who has never read 4 books in a
yeah,
year.
yes, and
What
then you're
magic
saying
are you going
12.
to use? Now, this is the 10th month. They've already read the 11th book.
Amazing, amazing,
So
amazing.
it's for busy people that I had to design such a thing. And knowing the value that you get, people don't know that there are so many contents in YouTube, on TikTok. And to also say this, as we make progress.
Yeah.
A lot of people say, social media, social media. Social media will bring to your feed what you go there to look for.
Exactly.
There are things that don't appear on my Instagram
Never.
because the algorithm will bring to you the things that you consistently search for. So I know the people that pops up. If I open my Instagram now and show it on the screen, you'll see the people that are popping up. It is either Kevin Trudeau or Peter Sage or Bob Proctor or just people that resonate with the things that I do. So like what you said, we cannot underestimate the value of learning. If you
Nah,
are not
not at all.
learning,
You're not growing.
you are not growing. So I want us to drill deeper into this question.
Yeah.
How do you overcome fears, doubts, or resistance, especially when the stakes are high? Now, before you take it, I know some of the things that you do. And the most recent one is the dark mood that you started in Refield. Anytime I sit down to think about that idea, I want to believe that you're not the first person who thought of it.
Yeah.
Because I believe that thoughts, it's open to everybody. And what you are thinking about, somebody is also thinking about
About
it. But the
it.
person who eventually comes first is the
Yeah.
one who takes action.
Yeah.
Now, having to start selling food, cooked food, by 7 p.m. in the city of Jos, that's the first of its kind. I don't know anywhere in Jos where the person who is selling food come and then it open bay. You can have that in Lagos. You can have that in Abuja. So the stakes were high. The fear or the doubt was there. How did you overcome such a thing that you're able to, start such a venture? You were not scared that, I will cook food and then nobody comes to buy. What happened to the food? It's funny, right?
So let me say that if not for fear, if not for doubt, if not for imposter syndrome,
Yes.
I would have started dark mode in probably May of 2024. But it took me about a year to tell myself that, oh, okay, you're planning. So sometimes we plan too much. We're over planning as though our plans would ensure that there are no mistakes. So long as you've never test run or test ran it, you are human, so those mistakes will happen. No matter how much you plan, no matter how much money you invest into it. I knew this, but I was still over planning. I was like, oh, okay, because this has not been done in Jos, how do I do it in a way that people will be able to come out? Will people trust me enough? Will this, will that? And before you know, it was getting to a year. And then one day I was just like, you know what? We're going to do this. And we're going to do it afraid. The fear is not going to go away. We're going to do it. Let's see it as an experiment. What's the worst that can happen?
Wow.
We'll bring the food out day one. Okay, day one, because we've announced our launch. Everybody will come and buy. Day two, those that could not come on day one may come. Day three, week one, week two, then we start to know if, oh, okay, this test that we are running, is it viable? I was very afraid, but I just knew mindset. I knew that the worst that could happen was that it would not be accepted. And at that point, what happens? I have learned, I have grown. A worthy enough investment for me. And thankfully, because I was able to do it even in the fear, even in the doubt. You are human. You would always have fear. You would always have doubt. Imposter syndrome would always come. It's human nature for you to doubt yourself. I did it and it worked out. And if it didn't work out, I would have probably done something else. Or the lessons, no one can take it away from me. So that's just been it for me. It's been an amazing experience so far. Thankfully, I did it and it's working out. But what if I didn't do it?
I just got a quote from all you said that you never know what will work until you try.
Yeah, you never know.
And now there are other people already springing up the same idea.
Yes.
And it's possible that those people got the idea before you.
Yes.
But they were dilly-dallying, they were just this thing work until they saw somebody else
doing
and
it.
I want to say that this happens to every one of us.
Yeah.
What about that idea that you had of starting a business, of doing something, of renting a shop close to your house? And then what you planned to start, while you were still contemplating, as you were driving out one day, you saw somebody had rented that place, started the same business you were talking about.
It happens.
And then you are now left regretting. What about the idea you are just getting now? I'm talking to everybody and I'm also talking to myself. What is that thing? My wife has something that she always tells me, and it has become a philosophy for me, that it is better for you to have what you may not need than for you to need what you do not have.
Very important.
It has spurred me to do things. Okay, just do this. You may not need it, but sometimes there are positions I've gotten in my place of work. It was barely because I was the only one qualified. And if I had not gotten the qualification when I didn't need it, I wouldn't have gotten that. So it's a lesson for every one of us. We could have become a millionaire. Who knows who would have been the Mark Zuckerberg? I am sure it's not Mark Zuckerberg that first got the idea of Facebook. It is not Bill Gates that first got the idea of Microsoft. Neither was it Steve Jobs that first got the idea of Apple. So we can let's just yes, you said something. You did it afraid. You will not die. You will learn from it. Now, that just got me. I'm becoming emotional about it. Now, knowing the kind of upbringing that a lot of us have, especially for those of us who've grown up in Africa and in Nigeria, and then I think it's also worse for many of us who have found ourselves in the city of Jos and in other parts of the north.
Yeah.
What are the beliefs that you have to unlearn for you to grow the way you are doing right now? Because I look at some of the things that you do. Look at the JBWC that people are doing. We'll talk about it in a moment.
So,
what are the beliefs that you have to unlearn for you to go the way you have gone and do the things that you are doing?
Firstly, I had to learn that, or unlearn the fact that stereotypes are none of my business. Oh, just it's a civil service state. Oh, just girls are this. Oh, just people are that. I don't know the people you've been interacting with, but they do not define me. I don't know why you decided to box the people in your family, in your community. I am not your family member. I do not belong to your community. So why then do I say, oh, because Miss somebody said that just girls are this? I do not belong to the circle of just girls that she is in. So why do I? So that was like my greatest source of unlearning. Like, understand this.
Yeah.
When people are saying that, when people have the stereotype that they believe in strongly and they amplify it, it is none of your business. It is none of your business. Oh, just food business vendors are this. It is none of your business. You know the end, or you know the vision. You do not know the end, but you know the grand vision.
Yes.
Focus on your focus. It is none of your business, the stereotypes. So that was like, it used to get to me.
Focus on your
Focus
focus.
on your focus. It used to get to me a lot. And I just told myself, like, Cindy, you have to ignore this. You have to understand that it is noise. You have to understand that it is distractions. Focus on what matters to you and
Wow.
ignore it. So, like, that's one thing I'm super grateful for, that I was able to identify how much allowing that into my space, into my head, was potentially going to affect me. And I quickly nipped it in the bud. But like I said, I do not belong in the same circle as them. So, whatever they believe in, their problem, not mine.
I if you have not taken anything from this interaction, I think you should just focus on your focus.
Focus on your focus. It's yours. Nobody can take it from you.
Focus on your focus. Now, I want you to talk more
Yeah.
before we get to our last question on
Sure.
the series. I had Apostle Selma drilling again yesterday on the power of choice. How that, he did a retrospect and just trying to look at the things that, things are happening in the ministry and the vision that God has given him and all that. And that he had a voice whispered to him and said, "It's a choice. It was what you choose." And if you are a fan of Bishop David Oyedepo,
Yeah.
you always hear him say that, "I am grateful to God that we are where we are today, but I am not surprised." Which means that somewhere, sometime, he had chosen to go the way that he is today. He has chosen the path that he has found himself. So, would you want to say something about how choices define people, the little choices you make on a daily basis, and how you have also chosen the path that you are following today?
So I strongly believe that as people, you see that thing of God creating us in his image and likeness. I think we take it for granted a lot. And that's why we do not understand that we do have a power of choice, and our choices shape our destinies. And not only our destinies, our choices, our beliefs, and our habits, they are all intertwined. They do not just shape us, but they shape, because I am in constant contact with you,
Yeah.
they will shape the quality of the relationship we will have. Because I will get married, it will shape the decision I would make
And the kind
in a
of person
partner.
that you eventually get married to.
It will shape the kind of child I would raise. So I know that there's something called intentional parenting. I know that there are people who are like, now God give me picking,
I got the train picking.
now God the train picking. Choice. So I know that when I have a child, I have the knowledge of those who were intentional parents,
Yeah.
and then there's the knowledge of those who have done now God the
I got
they
the
give picking. It is now my choice to decide that, okay, which part do I want? Nobody can make that decision for me. It is the same thing in business. It is the same thing in any sphere of life. You are given choice. You are given choice. Like when you're employed, you may be given some documents to sign.
Yes.
It is not mandatory. You know that it is not mandatory. But the organization must have that
You're right.
of you.
You're right.
But you must make a choice that I will sign this. But they are not enforcing it. They are not telling you that you must
sign
do it. They're giving you choice. Because in every sphere of human interaction, choice is the ultimate. There's this story of two brothers, one very successful and one the sad joke of his community.
Yeah.
They spoke to the successful one and they're like, "Why are you successful? Why what has made you who you are?" And he said, "Because I saw my father." And then they asked the other one, "Why are you such a joke? Why does nobody take? Why are you just a bad person?" And he said, "Because I saw my father." So their father was who he was. But both brothers had a choice. One decided to be like his father, the other decided not to be like his father. You see this situation, we interact with it every day, every blessed day of our lives.
Wow.
It's in the most minute things. And then you see that because you've made the wrong choice in something so inconsequential, in something so small, down the line, it starts to rot and it's digging a hole. And you're wondering, like, is it that little choice that I made that has become this choice? It's integral. It's very integral in everything we do.
Right now, I want us to talk about legacy as we round up our conversation.
Yeah.
So the level that you are now, yes, it's not good to compare. The Bible says that they that compare themselves with themselves are not wise. We should compare ourselves with what we see God has made us to be. So am I, meeting to the standards that God has made for me? but to an extent, you are enjoying a form of success in the
Yeah.
things that you are doing. I've seen people come to you for mentorship. I've seen people come to you to help, you know, promote their brands, which means that they have seen you don't. Nobody follow failures. So if you have children and with those who are coming to you for mentorship and you want them to inherit something, but not your physical estate, not your assets, but there's a mindset that you know that if they inherit this mindset, if I can just transfer this mindset to this person, there is nothing that I have that the person cannot, get. What would be that mindset you would want people to inherit take forward?
Three things that are a trinity. You cannot take one from the other.
Yeah.
You cannot have two and not have the
Yeah.
third. If you must have one, you must have the other two for it to be complete. In my own personal assessment, they are integrity,
Mm.
intentionality, and consistency. I do not play with these three. So at different points, you would meet different people that will tell you, "Oh, Tad, I like that you're so consistent. I have known you with this, and I still know you with the same thing. Oh, Tad, I know you are the person of integrity. I do not believe." I tell people that my name is my legacy. My integrity is my wealth.
Mm.
I do not play with it. Something so small like a habit I had to learn. You would rarely catch me tell a lie. Rarely. I cannot remember the last time
You told a
I
lie.
told a lie. Why? It's not because I'm a good person. No. It's because I know that if I tell you the truth,
Yes.
you will not beat me. But because I am truthful, it is helping me build integrity. So my integrity, if I give you my word, you know that it is my word. You know what I am capable of doing. You know what I cannot do. You can swear by it. And then intentionality. If I decide that I want to do something, I will do it intentionally to the best of my ability. I tell people that whatever you are intentional about
Yeah.
will birth results. You want to intentionally show up for your business. It is what I did that has made Tax Kitchen what it is. I say this story all the time. I was so intentional to the point that I am not much of a social media person. But at the point that we were launching this location,
Yes.
I knew the importance of social media. I knew that I could use it. So I am an advocate for using social media for social good. So I knew that I could use it to build a brand that nobody could take away from me. I went as far as putting alarms on my phone to go off 3 times a day to remind me to make a post on my social media platform. And then I tagged the alarm money on the table because if I was not posting at that time,
Yes.
I was leaving money on the table.
Hmm.
I'm just saying this to paint to you how intentional I
Yeah.
have been about my business because I was able to invest that much intentionality.
Yeah.
I have been able to build the brand. People will come to my business and be like, this is all. This is all the Tad's Kitchen. Like, this is it. And you make so much noise about it. It is not about where I am now. It's about where I'm going to. Whatever you are intentional about will birth results. I was very intentional about the brand I was building. I was very intentional about how aware I wanted people to be of my brand. If on the flip side, I was like, any customer where I see is the one that is destined for me. I beg social media. On that flip side, it meant that I was intentional about not showing up, about not promoting my business. And it would have given me the result that only that would have given me. My business would probably have shut down. I would, I still have struggles, but my struggles would probably have been worse. I would not have had a structure that enabled me to be able to leave Tad's Kitchen, the daytime location,
Yeah.
and be able to focus on building dark mode. Whatever you are intentional about will build would birth results. Is it your relationship with your children? If you're intentional about it in a positive light or in a negative light, it will birth results. Your relationship with your spouse, it will birth results. Your relationship with your staff, your relationship with the dog in your house, how intentional are you about it? It will birth results. Whatever you are. So I think I'm hampering more on intentionality, but these three go hand in hand. If you are intentional about something,
Yeah.
you'll be consistent with it. And then if you're intentional and consistent with it, how is the integrity that is carrying it? If anyone that comes to me, and I have proven this with the people that I have told this and they have run with it, they are even more successful than I am.
Wow.
I have seen 1 or 2 people who have told this thing to, and they ran with it and they are more successful. So how much more telling this to my children? That is all they will need.
Now I'm going to say that my persistence and insistence was not a waste. At
Thank
some
you.
point, I probably thought I was becoming, I was pestering her
No, not
for the
at all.
conversation. Oh, Wufis, can we do it this day? This day is
Something will
not
just
coming.
come up.
And for me, people didn't even know. I had every reason to have shifted today's conversation
Yeah.
because I already had an appointment that was going to take me out of town. But I said, no, I will tell this lady. We will do it. I scheduled my plan, and here we are able to do it. Just like you said,
I'm glad.
being consistent, being intentional, and having
Having
integrity is not something you joke about.
No.
Now, I want you to talk to us about JBWC.
So JBWC stands for Just Business Women Connect. It was founded by Mrs. Matlong, and then she brought a group of us who she saw doing business intentionally and consistently, and she felt like we could build something exemplary for like a community for other business women in Jos. And it's been such a beautiful experience. We've had our challenges, but we've had so many wins. Last year we had 2 trade fairs. So this is about our upcoming trade fair in November of this year, and it's just been such a beautiful experience. I think yesterday we were having a conversation with her, and she mentioned something that just stuck. She said, "You see this trade fair that we're doing? There are women who come to this fair and they make the sales that they've never made in a year." And it was at that point that I realized it. We've had women who make sales of, so we were very intentional about the records that we have. We've
Yeah.
had our women make sales upwards of 1 million naira in a day. So the first fair was just for a day, and then the second was for 2 days. We've had women that set a target, and then the
The one for
moment
this
they
year will be how many? How many days?
it's going to be for 2 days as
2
well.
days.
So we've had women set targets, and the moment they reach the target, they just close shop because they cannot process doing more than that. Like they've never had, maybe setting that target was even them dreaming too big. JBWC has been an impactful experience.
Wow.
Sharing our journeys with other women, sharing our stories, talking about our struggles, telling women that, oh, like I said, the stereotypes attached to Jos, we do not belong in that space. That when women gather, we are not gathering for whatever it is that society has deemed it that women gather for. We are gathering for impactful things. We are using our network to bring impactful people to come and impact our women. It's been such a great experience. I am super proud to be one of the team members, and I would say there's a lot that is in store,
So
and
what
people
time?
should watch out for us.
What date? Have you fixed the date for it in November?
We're not definite yet.
Okay. So for those who want to participate,
Yes.
how do they?
So currently, you just check for Just Business Women Connect on Facebook, and you'd find our links. If you want to register to be a vendor, you can contact us. If you want to register to be a community member, you'd find the link on our Facebook or Instagram pages.
Wow, it's been an exciting time.
Thank you.
It's been a time worth spent,
Thank you.
and I want to really thank you for the kind of thing you're doing.
Thank you, sir.
And I want to encourage everyone out there. When you see young people like this doing the things that they do, it gives us hope for not just for Jos, but also for our nation, Nigeria. And that we can really look inward and begin to build our society into what we want it to be.
Yeah.
And just like you said, it is my desire that more people will come on this podcast. And this will not just be the last one we do.
Oh no.
We'll still have more time because this conversation goes beyond this. Because we also want to share with people and let them know what they can do to begin to, effect the right mindset in their, in the things that they do. So once again, I want to thank you,
Thank you, sir.
Amos, that shared.
Thank you.
Tad,
Thank you for having me.
the pleasure
Thank you
is
so
mine.
much.
Thank you so
I
much.
absolutely enjoyed
Thank you
this.
so much.
I'm glad we finally did it.
You too.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.